Evening, everybody. It's me, Comic Crack, and welcome. It's a Lone Star. It's a box from Lone Star. Um, as much as I'm a collector, I'm also a fucking completionist as well. So there's a couple of things that kind of spawned this purchase last week. Um, I have a running list on my phone of interesting books that I've seen in YouTube videos. If the kayfabe guys, or when they were doing their mailbags, and when they were buying like 25-cent books, anything that kind of caught my eye, I throw on a list. If I see from other people here on YouTube, which you'll see some of those books in this stack. I write those down. If I'm doing some kind of digging and kind of follow a path of some comic creator or writer, stuff that's kind of interesting to me will make it on that list, and I always keep my eyes open for stuff. The other side of it is, when I have found some of that, if I only find like an issue or two, if I dig them, I want to read more. So I don't know, I think I've done this a couple of years in a row now, at least kind of once a year. I do an order from my comic shop. I mean, I've got a huge wish list on there as well. And they just, as you all know, they have pretty much everything. Especially for me, they have a lot of obscure stuff. They've got a lot of undergrounds and things like that too. So it's always a treat kind of digging through that website, especially if there's an obscure comic company that I'd never heard of before. You can kind of do searches that way too. You search by the title and click on the kind of link in the title to the publisher, and it'll give you everything that my comic shop has in stock or they know about, even if it's out of stock. So I sold a book on eBay. I've sold a bunch of books locally as well, and built up a bit of a kitty to place a big order from my comic shop, and it was a big order. I think it was, well, it says right there, 39 books. Is what I ended up getting. So I thought we'd sit and kind of look through them. I've opened the box. I've got everything out and ready to go. I've kind of started looking through some of it. I'm pretty excited to read a bunch of the stuff in this stack. But let's kind of just dig through what I grabbed, and if I remember where I found out about the book, where I heard of it, I'll absolutely do those shout outs. But chances are a bunch of this stuff I'm just not going to remember. This one, I think I caught wind of this Mountain World through a local guy who did some comics in the past. He was part of our union as a storyboard artist. And I think it was through maybe an interview with him that I read or something. I don't remember. He did this thing, Arctic Comics is what it was. I've talked about it here before. There was a hardcover collection as well too, but it also came out in individual issues, self-published. Hey, Scott Connor. So I think it was through him that I heard about this. It looks like a hello, Colin. How you doing, man? So this is Mountain World, issue number 1 from Icicle Ridge Graphics is when it is. Who published it? Let me get my hand out of here. Here, let's try this. I'm going to unplug. We'll see how that goes. There we go. So this is from 1991. Clint Hollingsworth. Hey, AFPC, how you doing? So this is something that he's still around. I did a search for him online. He still does stuff. Did a bunch of stuff digitally. Icicle Ridge was still around. I think their Facebook posts had something as recent as like 2020. They do paperbacks as well too. So this one, oh, you know this one, AFPC. This is a comic book that almost wasn't, considering how few are on the market. Parts of this story were inspired by world-famous tracker Tom Brown Jr. and his books, The Tracker, The Search, and The Vision, and he highly recommends them. I really want to check those out, see what that's about. So on his website, when I was checking it out, he said that I think this was eventually going to be, what did he say, 5 or 8 issues. I'm not sure when the post was made on his website. There was a few years ago that I saw I think I saw the date of 2020 on some of that stuff. He didn't want to put out single issues. He wanted to get it all together to do a graphic novel. I don't know how many issues came out. This one does talk about an issue 2 on the back here. My comic shop, I don't think, had an issue 2. They just had this first one, like, not even listed as out of stock or anything, just not on their website at all. So I don't know how much came out of it. Like I said, it was pretty tough finding stuff on Icicle Ridge Graphics other than that Facebook page. You did, hey? So maybe it was you then, AFPC, that I found out about this from. Either way, this is fantastic looking stuff. I didn't realize that it was inspired kind of by real life. Oh, nice. Okay. The thumb of your third video. Well, there you go. So that has to be where it was from then. That has to be where I heard about it from. Looks great. I love the backstory to it. Again, like these indie kind of books, these late 80s and into 90s even, are still really fantastic. Did this one have a backup story too? Yeah, there was an epilogue, and then there was another short story here, The Opponent, something earlier. I think this was, yeah, 1983. Does that say? Yeah, 1983 by Clint Hollingsworth. So that's great as well too. A little backup, just a few pager, but it looks pretty cool. So very excited about that one. So Mountain World. Something that I had to have. I loved the Ashley Dust book that I have by Rick McCollum. I believe it was issue number 1. I think it was issue number 1. So I loved it. I love his style. These were the only other 2 that they had in stock. This is Night Press. Amazing. So these are kind of top of the, like when I look through this and figure out what I want to read, these are top of the pile, these books. Hoping to kind of get some more reading in tomorrow before our chat on Sunday. Wasn't a huge reading week, but this looks fantastic. And again, like, I look through it and I see shades of like S. Clay Wilson. I see shades of the horror guy whose name I blank on, who I'm sure that Coleman, Joe Coleman. Big time in this, but this is just beautiful stuff. You have one of these, Scott. Excellent. I like I said, I enjoyed that previous issue. I thought it was pretty damn good. Was it in this one or the other issue that had some great spreads? So that was issue 2, and then I grabbed issue 4 as well. But it's just such great stuff, you know. Like, look at this page with the splatter and masked off to give some of that space. There was a couple of good spreads in here. I think it was in this issue. Let's see. Honestly, I prefer the issues with the black borders than the white borders. The white borders definitely help things stand out a little bit more. But I love those black borders. Like, look at these pages. This is incredible stuff. So I'm very, very excited about this book. That first one was great, but visually, it's just stunning. Okay. It's really good. I have another copy, regular format, reprint under the publisher Newcomer, I think. Oh, okay, great. So that's good that it kept going and at least got published again. There you go. So that's Ashley Dust 2 and 4. Yeah, AFPC, check him out if you don't know. Rick McCollum is amazing. Really dug it. 2 issues of, I think it was only a 3-issue anthology called Asylum from Millennium Publication, and I was reading about them, and they did a lot of stuff from 1990 all the way up to like 2000. They had a offshoot kind of more indie creators called, was it Capital? I can't remember. My computer is too far away to reach and click that tab. Anyway, I don't remember, but there was 3 issues in this, and they did a lot of horror publications. They did a lot of, like, they did some Anne Rice work, but these are fantastic because of the names that are involved in this thing. Like right out of the gate, we get some John Bolton. This one, we also have some Matt Howarth in here. Digital Chameleon colorist, P. Craig Russell, that's the one, illustrator. So Digital Chameleon was, was a Winnipeg digital coloring place. A couple of people that I know worked there for a short time, doing some coloring on, like, one of the guys did coloring on like Hulk books of whatever era, I don't remember, but I think they're still around in some form or another. I don't think called Digital Chameleon though. So they did end up doing some work for like Marvel and places like that, but obviously a bunch of indie publishers as well too. So this looks a lot of fun. Some really, really great looking stuff here. The paper quality is pretty amazing. Not newsprint, but not kind of heavy glossy paper either. It gives a real nice feel, but the colors really sit nicely on this paper. Here's the Matt Howarth. Let's get to this P. Craig Russell here. Not that Matt Howarth doesn't deserve some time on screen, but let's see this P. Craig Russell. I think it's the next. Yeah, here we go. So same thing with this one as with the Sandman that I was talking about. That texture is back again. So I wonder if it was, since this one was colored by Digital Chameleon, I wonder if it's something that they did. I should talk to my buddy, see if he knows anything about this, because I'm very, very intrigued by that. I think it's beautiful. So always nice to get a bit of P. Craig Russell. And in issue number 2, yeah, I I hear that, Scott. He's unbelievable. Who do we have in this one? So Neil Gaiman, Mark Buckingham, again another P. Craig Russell, Scott Rockwell, that's a name I recognize, Paul Davis, Vincent Alcazar. Not a lot of other names that okay. It's not a name that I'm familiar with there, Scott. So Neil Gaiman, Mark Buckingham, looks amazing, of course. Again, these look like a lot of fun. I wish they would have had the 3rd issue. The other beautiful thing about picking up all this stuff from my comic shop was that like 85% of it was like 95% of it was $2 a piece, because it's all these older indie books that no one but a few of us really care about too much picking up. Can't see it there. See, to me, that looks different. That coloring, considering they were both supposedly colored by the same place, this coloring doesn't seem as nice as the previous one. This seems a bit flatter, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and that transition there in that cliff face looks very too smooth, too nice. Oh, just found out Russell inked Gulacy on a Dark Horse Star Wars book. Get the fuck out of here. Give us throw the details up there, AFPC. That's amazing. There you go. So a couple of issues of Asylum. When Sitrat watches this back, this is thanks to him. This next pile here. I have one issue, but I wanted to check out more And again, they were too cheap to pass up. 5 more issues of Bloodlines. So number 1, number 2 is the one that I have already. 3, 4, 5, and 6, I believe. So now I got 1 to 6. The first thing that kind of stands out to me are these covers. They look pretty. They really jump out at you, or they do me at least anyway. It's a shame that unfortunately the art kind of doesn't stand up to these covers. Not that I don't like the art. The art has that good kind of quality that I always enjoy, but these covers are freaking amazing. So looking forward to it. The other issue that I had, it didn't blow me away. I wasn't kind of immediately taken in, but again, like, there's some of you guys out there that if you say that it's something worth checking out, I'm going to check it out. It's kind of a no-brainer, especially a guy like John, who's turned me on to so much good shit in the past over the years that I've kind of known him online. So yeah, we'll flip through one of these here. So this is the later issue here. So it went to Vortex. I think it was at 3 different publishers. Started out at Aircell, went to Vortex, and I feel like there was a 3rd one as well. I don't know if it was Caliber or something. So this is issue number 6 from 1988. I get a little bit of a synopsis of the story so far, and then we jump into it here. Crimson Empire. Okay, cool. For some reason, it's very expensive. Yeah, probably because it's fucking gorgeous. Ragmop Kate. Yeah, copy that. I think I threw that one on the list already, but if not, I'll make sure I throw it on the list. So this is one of those that it looks like the art definitely improves from the issue that I had. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, honestly. I'm curious to kind of really sit with it and really give it a chance. I mean, I feel like these 6 issues will absolutely either get me hooked or get me not wanting to go any further. Really? Hey, well, geez, look at this. A couple of you, yeah. Then yeah, I'll absolutely check it out. I wish I wasn't using my phone to make this video. I'd make a note otherwise, but I'll remember. Hopefully, I'll remember. There you go. And an ad for Ted McKeever's Transit. Can't go wrong with that. Love McKeever so much. Anyway, so that's that. I grabbed a bunch of books from Fantagraphics kind of imprint there, Monster Comics. They had a bunch of them on there, stuff that I didn't realize they had done as part of it, this being one of them, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It makes sense considering what the Monster Comics were supposed to be. Mike Hoffman, so adapted from the classic movie here. What have we got? 1992 on this one. This looks great. I'm very, very curious to dive into this one. Really interesting looking style here. There'll be quite a few more Monster Comics stuff coming up as well. Well, actually, the next couple. Yeah, they got a bunch on my comic shop there, Colin. It's worth digging on there, honestly. Like, obviously, for me, it's quite a bit of cash to get these shipped up here. But honestly, it's worth it just to kind of fill in some of these blanks of stuff that I just really want to check out and not have to wait for years and years till I hopefully stumble across them in a dollar bin. I think it's worth it kind of putting an order in every once in a while. So that's Cabinet Dr. Caligari. Another one from Monster Comics, Coffin Blood, the horrifying first issue. I think there was just the one issue, actually. Another horror anthology here. This is 1992. Anthology, or is there a couple different artists or not? I don't remember. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah, this is an entirely, everything is my comic shop. Yeah, kind of splurged. Here we go. Here's the names. No names that jump out at me, but maybe you guys, well, I'm sure that you guys out there will know a bunch of these names, but looks fantastic. This looks really kind of rough, just like I like it. Looks very undergroundy, this style here, so very curious. Oh, you did? Hey, you just grabbed it this week. Yeah, not a one. Well, there you go. None of you. AFPC, come on. There's got to be a name that jumped out at you. Don't let us down. So excellent. Really great stuff. Coffin Blood. One issue of oh shit, actually, yeah, there's a few monster comics in a row here. One issue of Creep Holes, issue number 1. Didn't know about this one. I don't think it even made it into any ads in the previous books that I had. So there's your creative team there. That's okay, FPC. We'll let you off the hook this time. So this is 1991. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the shipping, I think to ship it to me, it cost me like $50 to get it here. But again, I sold a bunch of stuff and had the money. Figured I'd go for it. That urge to complete or get some more of this stuff into the collection is too strong sometimes. This looks fantastic, though. This looks really good. Definitely, yeah, I was right, Scott. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, it's just kind of, I guess I'm kind of used to it at this point. The amount of money it costs to ship stuff up here, even just getting a couple of books is usually pretty crazy. I chose the faster option because the one that took like at least twice the amount of time, maybe a bit longer, was only like $4 or $5 difference. So I figured I may as well just spend that extra couple of bucks and get it here just a little bit faster. So that's Creep Holes. And then another monster comic, Dinosaur Island. The only reason I picked it up was because Monster Comic. What do we got here? Brian Thomas and Steve Sullivan. And this is 1991 as well. You can see any of that there. Again, $2 book. It actually doesn't look too bad. I think I saw some samples online and I wasn't completely taken by it, but seeing it in person, it's not so bad. Yeah, we'll see. This is the one I'm most skeptical about out of all of these, but who knows? I've been wrong before. And then Colin, if you're here, this is 100% thanks to you. I saw these on your channel. They went on the list and they had them. So I had to do it. This is the Karate Creatures. So for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who for some reason aren't subscribed to Loading the Cannon, you must subscribe. It's well worth your time. Subscribe to everybody here in the chat. AFPC Scott, I don't think has done a video on a channel of your own ever. Have you, Scott? Mostly guesting with people. Speaking of collections, for the love of God, I implore all of us that have collections to write up your will and implicitly state where you want your books to go when you're gone. Yeah, 100%. I'm down with that. I used to use economy shipping, which was a $5 flat rate for years. Oh, wow. That seemed to change around 2020. Okay, one video up on your channel, which is some concert footage. But so anyway, back to this one. Colin flipped through this in his video, and as soon as he opened the page, I was taken by it. I loved the quality of it. I loved the coloring in it. I loved everything about this. It just looked incredible. So yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer, and in person it looks even more amazing. Like, look at this kind of yellow and blue background going on there, and these creatures, you know, really great stuff. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited to read this, to get into the head of a young Colin, to see something that had such an impact on his comic reading at a young age, if I'm remembering the story correctly. Something that's been, I think this first issue anyway, was something that was with him for a long time. Yeah, I think they still had copies at my comic shop. But yeah, it was too good to pass up. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is fantastic, man. Definitely go and watch Colin's video. He'll tell you a little more about it than I'm able to here, other than just oohing and eyeing at this gorgeous, gorgeous art. It really just, the art sits in a really strange place. Not quite indie, not quite mainstream, not kind of going for either of them. It's really kind of its own thing. It's really just fantastic. I love the look of this. And then some back matter, Bruce Lee's secret training equipment, a couple of page article on there, and then a collector's edition ad. And then issue number 2, just more of the same. But this one, yeah, bought them off the spinner rack. I'm glad someone besides me has a response to it. Yeah, man, I think you hooked both me and AFPC with this one. Very unique. Very cool. Anyway, there we go. That's those. And then I got a bunch of Matt Howarth stuff. And that was based on Sitrat John's videos talking about Matt Howarth and showing some stuff. And I did a little bit of digging into stuff that he's done musically and people that he's worked with, like Conrad Schnitzler, etc. So very intrigued by reading some more of his stuff. I don't know a lot of his stuff. I've read a couple of Post Brothers. I don't have them anymore. This is 1994. The other one I got is Savage Henry, and we'll look at that. 3 issues of Savage Henry. I think maybe it was just a 3-issue miniseries, and I picked up them all. But Howarth has a really great style. The fact that he's been kind of just doing his own thing for so long. I'm very curious what this is going to be about. Looks great, though. As much as I like his color stuff, I just prefer black and white, but that's just me, though. Not that color doesn't work, but there's really something about getting this era of comics and them being black and white, you know, even coming out of the 80s into the 90s here. This has this, it's a weird, this Antarctic Press. I've got a couple of other things from them. I don't remember if they had this cover. I don't know. There's some weird texture, and it always feels kind of like dirty and greasy and sticky. Like it's a little, I don't know. It's a weird texture to those. I'm not crazy about that at all. So this is one of those that I'm not sure where I heard about this, but it's been on the list for a long damn time. And they had a bunch of the issues, the first 4 issues, and then a number 0. This is the Interplanetary Lizards of the Texas Plains from Leadbelly Publications. Yeah, I think that's what that says. Yeah, Productions, sorry. Leadbelly Productions. I did a search for Leadbelly and found a website where they had I don't know if it's them. It might be, but it was like this online proposal for this animated show. This, I think they made a video game out of this one. They might have wanted to get into animation with this as well too. But I couldn't find much information out there. Let's put these over here for a sec. So this one, the first 4 issues, I think, are all black and white. And then the 0 issue that came out, I think, in '94 was in color. And that was like a promotional thing. So this is 1991. Another one where I love the art in this. I think it's fantastic. It reminds me of, again, it just has that look of old underground comics, Charles Dallas stuff specifically for my mind. So this looks really, really good. It was one of those kind of gambles. Even seeing the covers, I still wasn't as convinced when I added them to the basket, but I trust my list. If it makes it to the list, there was a reason at some point that I wanted to check it out. So I trusted Little Crack of the Past. Oh, hey. Dune Encyclopedia was illustrated by Matt Howarth. Nice. So this looks a lot of fun. I really dig this a lot. I love the look of this. And then I'll show you the color one, just to kind of give you the comparison. Yeah, they do look good, AFPC. Let's see. So this is the one that came out in 1994. So, pardon me, this is the, excuse me, this is the 0 issue. And then on the back here, you can see the Interplanetary Lizards of the Texas Plains, the video game, Teen Gen video games, Genesis. And it comes with a poster for the video game, still intact. And I probably will pull this thing out to see what it looks like. Is it the cover? No, there's no green slimy alien on it. It's not that back cover either. Yeah, so this will probably come out of here so I can check it out. Again, it's that weird kind of paper, that texture. So here's the coloring, and the surprise to me in this one was the coloring in this one. Speaking of what's the name again? I'm blanking. The karate. Speaking of the karate creatures and coloring, this one looks like it's all done in felt pen, and I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Adds a real nice extra dimension to this art, giving it a very cool style. Again, just making it look like someone's hand done notebook that you're dipping into. I think it's great. Really, really great. So yeah, we'll see what this is like. It's going to be difficult because this one is going to the top of the pile too. There's just a lot in here that I want to get to and check out. Yeah, I mean, you can see looks like the lines from the Sharpies or the felts there. Fantastic. Yeah, so that's that poster's getting pulled out of there. Is the gist of that. And then just to show you the other covers, there's issue number 2, issue number 3. Even the coloring on these covers is really great. And then issue number 4. I should, let's see, I don't think I did. I think these are the creators here. Alan Jude Suma and Glenn Boyd. And this is number 4 from 1992. Boom. There we go. Unfortunately, only one issue of Mackenzie Queen in stock. This has been really fucking difficult to track down. I'm going to check Comic World. I think I checked there already though. Comic World Online, the guy that's just outside of the city. I'm gonna see if he's got some because I'm desperate to read more of this stuff. So this is book 1, Origin, but I really want to find a big stack of this stuff and really try to dive into it. So Matrix Graphics, Montreal, 1985 is the date on that. The series is dedicated to Mom, Jack Kirby, Dad, Harvey Kurtz, Will Eisner, Renee Los Bros, Denise Rolling Stones, Michelle Axtoth, and fun stuff everywhere. Bernie Moreau, thank you very much. So Bernie was a guy that I found in an anthology in Taboo. Actually, I was reading some of his stuff in Taboo, and they talked about this series in there, and they praised it in there. And yeah, I mean the one issue that I have, I really dug. So I gotta keep the hunt up for these ones. Unfortunately, like I said, they only had the one in stock. So there we go. I'll go to add on the back. Another one that's been impossible to find. I did find it digitally. I haven't sat and read it yet, but I do want to. I haven't read The Jam. No, I mean, I see it everywhere. I see it all over the place in the cheap bins. That's one of those books that I'll see the odd issue here and there pretty much every single time I go digging. I will absolutely have to pick one up now to give it a shot. So the Marquee Macabre. This is a prelude to the one issue that I have. As much as I love having it digitally, I'll sit down to read it eventually. But as I'm sure it's the same with all of you, there's nothing like having the damn issue in your hand. So this is 1996, 1997, the incredible Guy Davis. And when I say incredible, I mean fucking incredible. I love his fucking style so goddamn much. Like, it's, and the one issue that I have, yeah, Scott is saying the same thing. The one issue that I have is so goddamn good. It's so good. So I really, I can see why it's probably really tough to find. I can't imagine, because what was this? Oni, this is Caliber, but I think, did it go to Oni Press or something? Or, but goddamn, man, look at this. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So I'm looking forward to sitting down with this one. It's great. Yeah, it is beautiful. There's no doubt about it. Like, look at that guy. So anyway, I mean, we can sit and look through every single page. And in the back of this one, there's a sketch book as well, too. That we will look at after we look at this, too. Yeah, do you know what's the story there, Scott? Why did he leave comics to go into greener pastures? Let me guess, he went to film work or something. Yeah, look at that, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's fucking just amazing. And there's a lot of shit in the back here, surprisingly. A couple pinups, a couple more. Oof. Forget about it. Oni in 2 books. Okay. There you go. Good to know. Thank you, Colin. Post that for the people watching later. Teaser ads. promotional ads. Wow. There you go. Anyway, so that's one. He did go to film work. Uh-huh. And that was that. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That's that ain't a bad gig. This next one, again, I feel like this might have been the kayfabe guys. But I'm very excited about this one. The Master of Mystics. This is volume 1, issue number 2, The Demon Craft. And doing a little bit of reading on it. Who is Srila Brahmahupada, and basically born in, what did it say, 1896. He was kind of the founder of what became known as the Hare Krishnas. And he did a lot of translations of religious texts in the last kind of, I don't know, 7 years of his life, I think is what it said. When I did a search for him on Wikipedia, as factual as that website is, was apparently a very big religious figure, and they translated some of his works into comic books, and this looks fucking amazing. I'm pretty sure this would have been a kayfabe video, but I love the look of this one. So another one I'm very excited for. Don't know if it does give credits here. Illustrations, Jadurani, lettering, colorist. Oh boy, everybody gets credits. Really great looking stuff here. So not a religious man myself, but hell, what better place for religion than in funny books? Yeah, it's good looking shit. So very excited about that. Another one that's been on the list for a long time, I think. And there you go. And then gives some ads for other stuff. Siva was the publisher for this. What else do we have? Oh, some letters as well too. Nice. And then there's the cover for number 1. The original superhero. Beyond all material conceptions. So there you go. Love that cover. Another one. The one issue that I found, issue number 1, I really enjoyed. So picked up 2, 4, and 5. Didn't have issue number 3. Another one that looks like it just kind of gets better as you go through the books. It was an intriguing enough story to want me to come back and revisit it. So this is 1996 is this issue. This is Mercedes. This was the one with this main character who's got a power. When she touches people, she can kind of see into their deepest, darkest secrets. And this guy here was introduced. She went out on a date with him, and when she touched his hand, she could see that he was involved in some sort of killing of a family. It appeared like he might be a serial killer. So it was it caught my attention, that issue. And then, like I said in that video, this cover really caught my attention. And then we get some, I think we get some extra art here at the back, if I'm remembering right. Following is a mini gallery of stuff by Grant Fust. First piece is entitled Room 101. Second piece is Liz Fair. And then the third piece is The Death Bird in honor of Harlan Ellison's story. I did see that AFPC. The guy, the artist from the Chick Tracks died. Yeah. And there you go. Honestly, I wish he was brave enough to do a comic like this series in this style, and the style of this too. I'm curious. I'll have to look. I'll have to look a little further into this artist and see what else he's done, with the hopes that some of this work made it into comic form, because I think that would be fantastic. So here's issue number 4 of Mercedes, and issue number 5. A nice kind of creepy cover. Another Monster Comics. This is Monster Boy number 1 from 1991. Bob Supina, who I think worked on some Mr. Monster books as well too, I think. This looks like an absolute blast. There we go. And another, just grabbed the first issue of The Mummy from Monster Comics as well. I recently found the rest of the miniseries. I think it was the rest of it, just missing this first one. So there we go, just to complete that and kind of sit and read that. So this is the Savage Henry 3-issue with this, again, weird, glossy, sticky, kind of gross feeling cover stock here. So Savage Henry, from what I understand, a character from the Post Brothers books. And this is kind of the first solo offering, I think, of Savage Henry from Matt Howarth. And this is... so Iconographics, a division of Caliper Press, 1994 is when this is. And here's our cast of characters. Oh, there you go. Mr. Schnitzler there. The Lord Cthulhu, Elder God. Sorry, FPC. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting paper. I feel like some creepy perv has been handling it. It's all sticky and fucking gross. It literally makes me want to try to wash the covers to try to get some of that feeling off of it. There's issue number 2 and issue number 3. Sweet. Filled in a couple of gaps. This is such a hard series to find the couple of missing issues of. Really, really difficult locally. So I finished the Sirens issues, issue 1 and issue 3 of this 4-issue mini that I didn't have. Yeah, wanted to fill in the gaps. I think the second issue, this one had some pretty good art, but I think the second one jumped out at me a little bit more. But from what I remember about these Sirens, the other issues, this was another good one in the Storyteller series. Let's have a look inside. There's the cover of that. Sarah Webb doing the story and art in this one. Yeah, this one is kind of nice. So there we go there. And the last couple of books here. The last in our Monster Comics, Tyrannosaurus Tex. Fang-filled first issue by James Van Hees and Ron Wilbur. And I was really hopeful that the art on the inside would be the same as the art on the cover, and thank God it is. This looks like a lot of fun. This is 1991 as well, too. I wonder if they just published that 1 year and then tanked. Has a very, very slight Xenozoic Tales feel to it. Looks fantastic. I think there was only 2 issues of this, but this was the only one they had in stock. And then some weird funky face going on there. Not quite sure what happened there, but I love that it's just a little off. Trying some Neil Adams angles there and not quite working. Oh, hey, there you go. It's the guy behind Rocket's Blast Comic Collector. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. And then finally, the one that... okay. Another Eros guy. Ocelot. Okay. And then the one that I'm very, very excited about. Man, I almost bought the omnibus the other day. This does exist as an omnibus. Motherfucking Warlock 5. So number 5, the issue that I was missing. Number 11. And then number 13. I think this creative team only did 14 issues. Or did they only do 13 and the 14th wasn't published until the omnibus? But holy fuck, man. I'm so goddamn excited about this. So this is Air Cell. And if you haven't read this, you got to check this out. 1987. Denny Beauvais and Gordon Derry. But it's such a fun book. And this art that Denny does is incredible. I just watched a documentary on Dungeons and Dragons and the artists that did some work on the early stuff. I was surprised to see not only Beauvais' name pop up, but Tim Truman as well too, doing some. I mean, the Truman makes sense to me, but doing some art for that early monster guides for Dungeons and Dragons. But this, I love his work in this one a lot. Like, look at this shit. All this crazy, just airbrushed black and white. So great, man. Yeah, lots of stuff, Scott. He did a hell of a lot of stuff. I was surprised when I started looking in. Hello, Jeff McLeod. When I started looking into his name a little bit more online, seeing the amount of stuff that he's done out there. $13, right. And then the ones after that are just an absolute nightmare. Like, look at these fucking teeth, man. Look at the lighting on that. Beautiful. But then the omnibus there has because they did do a 14th issue that didn't get published. And in the omnibus, that's right. Yeah, you had mentioned that before, AFPC. That's on my list too. That's Aliens. Some letters and my favorite character out of the whole series, this punk rock chick. Let's have a look at one of these other ones. I think there was some great stuff in here. We'll end off on these ones here. And like I said, this Gordon Derry, I still haven't found it. He did a soundtrack that apparently goes along with some Warlock 5 stuff. I did a deep search on Soulseek. You can do this kind of wish list searches, but nothing has come up. I haven't gotten a single hit on anything, and I can't find it online anywhere. But if anybody is watching for some strange reason, if Gordon or Denny are watching this, sell me a tape, bro. Sell me a tape. You must still have the files digitally somewhere. I must hear it. I have to hear the soundtrack, because I can only imagine that it's just fucking incredible. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah. So there we go. There we have it. That's the My Comic Shop big box. Yeah, and see, even this one kind of went away with the major airbrush stuff. It still looks good, but yeah, I mean, if you find it, let me know, Colin, and I'll do the same. Like, if I find it, I will absolutely, hell, man, we'll just stream it live. We'll just archive it here on YouTube. That needs to be available to the public. Oh, dude, look at that. That's an 80s thrash album cover right there. So, yeah, very excited. I think I'm only missing issue number 12 now. I've found everything else. And number 12 is on the wish list at my comic shop on my account. I did sort of find the writer, Gordon. I can't remember. I did send an email at some point with the hopes of getting in touch with somebody, but never heard anything back. Let's end it on these. There you go. Thanks very much, people. It's a great box of stuff. I'm going to sit tonight and I'm going to sit and read. Maybe these are the top of the stack. Who knows? I have a feeling I'm going to have to dig in. Yeah, awesome, Jeff. That's awesome. So there you go. That's perfect match, I would say. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. And we'll talk to you on Sunday. We're going to do the chat, just Rasa and myself. It'll be here on my channel. So come and hang out with us in the afternoon. Probably a bit of a later starting time, like 2:30 p.m. my time. So kind of an hour later than what we started last week. But we'll be around. All right, later.